പള്ളിവാള് ഭദ്രവട്ടകം കയ്യിലേന്തി തമ്പൂരട്ടി നല്ലച്ഛന്റെ തിരുമുമ്പിൽ നിന്നും കളി ഗമിച്ചിടുന്നു. അങ്ങനങ്ങനെ പള്ളിവാള് ഭദ്രവട്ടകം കയ്യിലേന്തി തമ്പൂരട്ടി നല്ലച്ഛന്റെ തിരുമുമ്പിൽ നിന്നും കളി ഗമിച്ചിടുന്നു. അങ്ങനങ്ങനെ ഇനിയെല്ലാം മറന്നിടാം, നല്ലച്ഛ ഞാൻ ഗമിച്ചിടാം. ചതി പെരുകിയ നാരികനെ കൊല ചെയ്തു വന്നിടാം. അങ്ങനങ്ങനെ പള്ളിവാള് ഭദ്രവട്ടകം കയ്യിലേന്തി തമ്പൂരട്ടി നല്ലച്ഛന്റെ തിരുമുമ്പിൽ നിന്നും കളി ഗമിച്ചിടുന്നു. അങ്ങനങ്ങനെ
Kerala, a state where the skyline is decorated with beautiful hills and vast mountains. This region is a tropical Eden rich with rows of coconut trees lining its sun-bathed seashores. Kerala is a state in South India on the Malabar coast. It is flanked by the Arabian Sea on the west, Karnataka on the north and northeast, and Tamil Nadu on the east. The climate is generally mild, hot and humid in nature. However, the southwest monsoon is usually very heavy. The maritime spice trade monopoly in the Indian Ocean stayed with the Arabs during the High and Late Middle Ages. However, the dominance of Middle East traders was challenged in the European Age of Discovery. Vasco da Gama's voyage from Portugal initiated the handover after making his way through the Atlantic Ocean, Cape of Good Hope, and finally arriving in Malabar coast in 1498. Thus, the Portuguese began to dominate eastern shipping, and the spice trade in particular. With the establishments of a factory and fort, the Zamarin, which are the locals of the city Kohikoda, permitted the start of trading between the new visitors and the local traders. Although, after years of dominating and spreading their influence, the Portuguese finally handed the land over after being defeated by the Zamarin forces, who intended to regain their grip on the motherland. This resulted in an agreement of Treaty of Mavalikara that was signed between the colonizers and the locals. In the year 1792, the Malabar kingdom fell yet again in the hand of colonizers. The current ruler of Malabar at the time, who was Tipu Sultan, surrendered his kingdom to the British. However, the strong patriotic spirit of the locals were not diminished. They began revolting against the British supremacy in the early 19th century. In order to throw off the chain of British domination, all the hard work and struggle of the locals paid off as their independence movement finally resulted in the official independence of India in 1947. Since then, the land developed with better organization. Due to this long intervention from several different foreign powers, Kerala developed as a state that had colonization influences, yet staying true to their local heritage, and this fusion of East and West can be seen in many aspects such as culture, social, religion, and also architecture. Malapuram was derived from the Malayalam word, Malayira, which means hill, and Malapuram can be literally translated to the land atop the hills, as it is located among the high hilltops of the region. As the name suggests, it is covered with small beautiful mountains of lush greenery, bonded with several freshwater streams, flowing through the city, bestows a harmony of natural beauty. This district has the highest percentage of Muslim population in the state of Kerala. Muslims of the Malabar coast were referred to as Mapilas throughout history. The spread of Islam in Kerala is believed to be the result of Arab traders who arrived around the 7th century, bringing along their culture and teachings across the globe, thus influencing the architecture style and building mosques across the city. Despite the different belief among Muslims, Hindus and Christians in the state of Kerala, they share a common mother tongue, which is the language of Malayalam, and have a culture commonly regarded as the Malayalam culture of Kerala. Chemankaadavu, Malappuram is a small hamlet in Mankada block, located in Kodor Panchayat of Malappuram district of Kerala state. The community of Chemankaadavu have Malayalam language as their mother tongue, also predominantly in the state of Kerala. However, most of the children are able to converse in English, and the community are able to understand it too.
There are so many these type of old houses also.
Chemankaadavu is a predominantly Muslim populated area. The culture of the locality is based upon Muslim traditions. Mentioned by the house owner, the surrounding housing area of KILIYAMANNIL house is also a Muslim majority community. A mosque is built in the area as a symbol, and to cater the need of the villagers, as they require a large mosque for congregational and Friday prayer. Standing for 130 years, magnificently show the aesthetic and richness of the Kerala traditional built, which influenced by its socio and culture. This traditional house is one of the most respected and well-known building amongst the community of Malappuram district. KILIYAMANNILs is the name of family that settled in Chemankaadavu hamlet. The KILIYAMANNIL house is owned and headed by the first generation of the family, Khan Bahadur Unin Sahab, or best known as Muhiddu. After the death of Muhiddu in 1940, the house is handed down to his eldest son, Unin. Unin was bestowed with 4 children. After several years later, Unin passed away, leaving the house and KILIYAMANNIL treasure to his 3rd son, Moidduti. Moidduti is the 3rd generation of KILIYAMANNIL family. He is the one who maintained and take care of the house, along with his wife, Sophia. After the death of Moidduti, the ownership of the house passed down to his eldest son Iqbal, which is the 4th generation. After several years, Iqbal passed away, and simultaneously, the ownership of the house turns to his mother, which is the wife of Moidduti, Sophia. The KILIYAMANNILs itself express the joint family system in their ancestral family traits. This system is known as Tharavad, as it had been portrayed via KILIYAMANNIL's descent from the 1st generation until the 4th generation. The evolution of the house began in 1888, and ended by the year 2016. The house was built phase by phase throughout the year of 1888. Built with Anglo architecture or a mix of colonial and Indian style, this 3-story house was built with L-shaped building, and now it holds as heritage as treasure for Malappuram area, as one of the oldest building. After the death of Muhiddu in 1940, the house was abandoned and nobody stayed there until 1951. In 1952, a part of the house building, that consists of 6 rooms and 6 toilets, was fully demolished. The columns at the veranda of the building are maintained, and a wall was erected at the site. As the number of the family keep decreasing, the building was demolished as it has lost its function. Now, only part of the wall of the building stands firmly in the yard of the old building. The Indian influence that can be seen from this KILIYAMANNIL house, which is Wada, shows that it is a large building of 3 stories, with a group of rooms arranged around of the open courtyard. 5 generations have inhabited the house, as the maximum number of family who has lived in that house at one time is 3 families. Built according to Vastusastra principles, this traditional house was built facing away the sunrise, to avoid the direct glare and heat from the sun. The orientation of the house that is perpendicular to the main road, provides privacy to the owner's daily activities. Situated along Mathur Road, the house is fenced with strong laterite structure, and consists a grand welcoming entrance, which is located at the west of the house. Despite having one entry point at the entrance, it consists 2 different slope types, which are a huge stairs and a ramp. Upon entering the house compound, they will enter a large yard between 2 buildings, which are the main house and the office. This KILIYAMANNIL family mansion is a massive 4-story building. The ground level of the house is separated into 3 parts of spaces, which are public, semi-private, and private. A significant feature adapted from Indian architecture, known as the chute veranda, can be found on both the ground and the first floor of the house. The chute veranda acts as an open passageway from the porch, which leads the visitors to the first floor and rooms on the ground floor. Behind the wall that stands firmly along the chute veranda, another Indian influence is an open courtyard between 2 blocks of the house, also known as Nalukat. There are 2 entrances on the east and west of the house, before entering the open courtyard. Nalukatu is the common word generally used to identify the courtyard houses in Kerala. A fully developed Nalukat has all the 4 diksalas and 4 vidiksalas or corner blocks, forming a continuous built space encircling the courtyard. According to the current owner, Sophia, Nalukat were used to strengthen the relationship between the family members, as it is a place for the family to have their bonding time together. Outsiders are prohibited from entering this courtyard, without getting any permission from the family. Next to the courtyard, an open space was used by the family during the old days before it was turned into storage. Bedrooms, kitchen, laundry room, and drying area are considered as private spaces, which is located on this floor. With an access, it leads to a transition space, which links all the private spaces. A well is situated on the center of this transition space, which is next to the wet and drying area. This well provides the KILIYAMANNILs with water, and is still preserved until today for washing clothes, bath, and cleaning. After going through this transition space, there is a laundry room which plays an important role to the floor, as it links directly with other spaces, which are bedrooms, kitchen, and drying area. In the laundry room, a staircase is located at the corner of the space, and it connects to the first floor of the house. Kitchen is located at the back of the house, is where the KILIYAMANNILs prepare their meals. Uniquely, a fully functional traditional firewood kitchen still exists in this house. This firewood kitchen is rarely used for daily purposes but rather for cooking during celebrations or welcoming a guest to the house. In 2016, the bedroom area on the ground floor was renovated due to the under-maintained structure that was too old to support the ceiling and the first floor structure. The whole renovated area is painted in white to highlight the difference between the old and new space. Serving as an area for guest and relative accommodations, this renovated space consists of 2 bedrooms, 2 dressing rooms, 3 toilets, 1 storage, with 3 hallways for circulation around the spaces. From the ground floor of the house, a unique staircase with a horizontal door leads visitors up to the first floor through the chute to veranda. Surprisingly, guests will be greeted with another double-leaf door that is located at the entrance of the veranda. Along the open passage, there are 2 rooms identified as the Red Room and Prayer Room, and these areas are classified as semi-public spaces. The significance of this Red Room or parlor is to act as a meeting ground for highly respected guests. The high-ranked guests are the British people whom were acquaintances of the first house owner, Muhyiddin. The room was purposely furnished with red color furniture, with unique chairs of different sizes, that are placed on multiple tiers to cater the different ranks of guests that were present. This is an adaptation of the British royal tradition, where the Queen's throne always sits higher than the others, to represent her high status. At the end of the veranda, there is another double-leaf door that segregates the semi-public space from other spaces. In this area, the veranda shifts to an enclosed passage. This passage acts as a linkage between 3 bedrooms and a staircase. There is no direct access to the dining area and kitchen, except by going through the bedrooms on this floor. Long ago, the center bedroom used to be a private living room for the family. Also in this passageway is where an attic-katil, another feature influenced by Indian architecture, is located. Hanging magnificently in this space, the attic-katil is a wooden swing that can accommodate 2 people at a time. This wooden piece of art is still durable until this day, due to the thick coir that firmly fixes it to the house structure. At the center of the house, there is an exceptional staircase which connects the first floor to the second floor. This staircase will lead to 2 different opposite spaces on the second floor. The reason for this arrangement is to create privacy between 2 families that use both parts of the bedrooms on the second floor of this house. Another significant Indian architecture element present in this house compound is a huge bathing tank, also known as kolam in Malayalam. Located near the kitchen area, this 12-meter deep kolam is only used as a swimming pool during the monsoon season, taking advantage of the high level of rainwater that is harvested. A rather plain building structure stands opposite the house across its yard. Now a storage area for coconuts, this building once served as an office for Muhyiddin and his 3 managers that were managing the house and observing other KILIYAMANNIL workers. Moreover, a part of the space was used as an area for Quran recitation classes for the local children. KILIYAMANNIL house consists of different types of building system that was constructed to form the magnificent architecture, with different layers of foundation, floors, columns, walls and detailed roof system. The KILIYAMANNIL house is an architectural monument that has been standing tall since 1888. This wondrous traditional house uses a simple rubble foundation as its base, running exactly beneath the perimeter of the main walls. This rubble foundation relies on a large bed of rocks that were laid out in the 2 feet deep pits, with another layer raised above the ground level. Throughout the years, laterite can be seen as a common material that is used among the locals of Kerala. This unique stone material is efficient in responding to the weather of the area that is hot and humid. Even with exposure to the surrounding air, laterite has been proven as a material of high strength and durability, yet still retaining malleable characteristics which ease the manipulation of this material. Laterite wall is one of the oldest forms of building construction in Kerala. In this type of wall, a building is raised with thick, massive masonry walls which are built either using strong bricks or stones. The thickness of the wall that had been measured is around 300 mm to 350 mm. Most of the walls in the KILIYAMANNIL house are constructed as load-bearing components which supports the overall load of the building. This building structure consists of a framework of concrete which is a combination of columns, beams, and vertical slabs. The vertical slabs rest on the horizontal beam and in turn transfers the load to the vertical column. Since the building uses load-bearing wall, there are not many columns found in the house. The columns at the house have ornamentation as decoration to it. A similar system is used to connect the top of the pillars to the corbels and wooden beams. All parts are joined without using nails or other metal pieces. The frame structure, made by assembling columns and beams, has a structural as well as aesthetic function. The families live in the KILIYAMANNIL house with pitched roof or slope, covered with beautiful traditional clay tiles. These are locally available and lend a rustic look to the Kerala traditional house. The roof tiles are generally red, but may also be black or brown. The roof over the veranda is supported using pillars which may also be traditionally decorated. The ridged roof pitched at angles between 20 degrees to 30 degrees and the roof with intricately carved gables protruding from the roof with overhangs supported by wooden brackets. Stairs are always made of wood and their design is very similar in all the different building types, from traditional houses to royal palaces. The main characteristic is that they were very steep, narrow, and in one continuous flight. Due to the limited height between stories, 2 or 3 steps and a landing, built with bricks, are positioned at the beginning of the flight. The structure is elementary, which is 2 inclined wooden beams support the steps which are inserted into horizontal notches. The entire system is held together with 2 joists fixed into position with wooden wedges. Presently, the total number of doors in KILIYAMANNIL house is 44 doors. Most of the doors in the house are made of timber and surrounded with timber framing. Thus, the design of the doors varies with different types of frames, openings and sizes. KILIYAMANNIL house has many openings with different designs and sizes, with a whopping number of 171 windows that varies in patterns of glasses and louvers. Rows of colorful glass windows decorate the facade of the house, being a significant element that gives the house its identity. However, some of the glass windows have been replaced with normal clear glass due to defects throughout the time, resulting in an inconsistent pattern of colors. The colors of these translucent glass windows coincidentally reduce the glare effect as it filters out the direct sunlight as well as reducing direct heat waves that enter the. Although being the reminiscence of a long-lost treasure, The KILIYAMANNIL house still stands as a significant monument of Chairman Kadavu and Malapuram, with its community still attached to their culture and heritage. The house will forever remain as an example of a marvelous architecture wonder, from the past and hopefully, until the future.